Chosen 5 is a diverse singing group organized by Music iPortal Records. Girls from different backgrounds, different friend circles with a vastly different unique set of singing qualities were chosen to record a special holiday album, which we talk about in today's episode. Learn more about Chosen 5 through visiting their Facebook page at Music Portal Chosen 5. Jamil, Grace, and Maya from the Chosen 5, welcome to the show.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Yes, thanks. Thank you guys for getting together with me to talk about, your background and also this album coming out, which is for the Christmas time, which we're in right now, getting ready for Christmas. So, Jamil, we always like to start out asking our guests about their musical background in music education as a child. So what musical experiences did you have as a child in the school setting and outside of school? Like, did you take private lessons? What was your primary instrument? Things like that.
All right, yeah. So I started playing the piano at a very young age, around 7 or 8. I started with lessons.
Yeah.
Probably around 4th and 5th grade, where you can choose an instrument.
Uh-huh.
And I chose the saxophone in 5th grade and started playing in a concert band in 6th grade. And I was in a jazz band all through middle school, where I played the piano and saxophone.
Oh, cool.
And in high school, I was in the marching band.
Yep.
With the alto sax. I did the tenor sax in middle school and continued on with piano lessons. And after school, I became really interested in writing songs and writing my own music.
Yeah.
And I've worked with a variety of different independent artists, writing music for them, whether it was either lyrically or giving them or coming up with music, instrumental tracks for them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. And then, so after high school, did you end up continuing on in like college, or just continuing with private lessons, or how did that work?
Yeah, private lessons kind of stopped after I became 18. I started tackling classical music and taking what I've learned in piano lessons and kind of developing myself musically and training myself and teaching myself. Started doing complicated Beethoven pieces and classical pieces to really up my piano skills. And it also helped my music as far as being able to create music, just learning different type of styles of music, learning jazz. Then I started playing in a church, and I started with the youth choir.
Yeah.
And I've done that for 5 or 6 years. And then I started to teach.
Yeah. Cool.
And I started to teach youth how to play the piano. And that's where I spent a lot of my music career. My education career is from colleges in finance.
Okay.
So music has always been, at first it always used to be a hobby, but then getting paid from the church, getting paid from teaching lessons.
Yeah.
And starting to really enhance my songwriting abilities and things like that. It started to grow into bigger things for me.
Yeah. And that's what you do. That's really cool. Yeah. Awesome. So Maya, first of all, Maya, how old are you?
I am 14 years old.
Okay, 14. So what experiences did you have, in the earlier parts musically, like, in elementary school and all that?
So I started out singing when I was young. And then I had got involved in singing with churches. And that's where I met Jamil here.
Cool.
Youth choir. And we started traveling to different churches and singing in different places. That's where I got more used to singing out there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And after, I think I started singing with him more with just normal singing, like normal songs and stuff like that. And we started recording and stuff. That was that was like the first time going into the studio or something like that. First with him. So I think musically, I was like with him for my whole entire music career, I think.
Yeah, that's cool. And so once you got into the recording studio, I'm sure you learned a lot. I feel like when you start recording, that's when you really hone in on different things, like with your singing and all of that. Would you say that's true, or?
I definitely say that was true. I learned a lot from him from going into the studio, and this is actually affecting me more in my musical career.
Yeah, that's great. So Grace, I knew you since third grade, right? So you came to the public school that I teach for. Um, and then once you made your way to middle school, then we started to have private lessons for voice. And you had, some pretty good success already. You were an all-state choir for Maryland 2 years in a row, right? Since you started doing that, you've made it to all-state, which is fabulous. And then you started to do different musical theater. Can you tell us your best experiences you've had so far, maybe in the musical theater world, or even, maybe the all-state choir? What's been your greatest experience so far?
My greatest experience so far, well, all of my experiences are really special to me.
Yeah.
I treasure them all, and they've all helped me grow. My greatest right now is definitely the album, because it's helped me learn a lot, and I've learned a lot about recording, and also for like plays, I would definitely say my role as Nala helped me become better with main roles. And I also community theater.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And for the audience, the Nala, that was for The Lion King, right?
Yes.
That was like the main character of Lion King. Yeah. Cool. That's awesome. So Jamil, you put together the group Chosen Five. Could you tell us a little bit more of how the group was started?
Yeah, so I launched. So Music iPortal used to be a way for students to kind of learn music instruments and help with singing and performing. And then in January, I launched a talent show, looking for talent to put together. I didn't know exactly that I was going to do a Christmas album, but that was one of the things, or a musical theater. And we were talking about partnering with someone for musical theater. So when we sat down and had the meeting in January, we said, well, first we need talent. So in January, we did a local talent show. That's how I met Grace. And she signed up for it. She did an awesome job, and also met two other girls that are in Chosen Five, was also in that talent show.
Oh, cool.
And so once it was over and I read the reviews and what people loved, I was like, we got to put them together. We got to keep this going.
Yeah.
So I said, we'll do a Christmas album. And the idea was to really just have each individual girl kind of do their own thing. And then when I got them in the studio, I said, this is a group. Like, they're going to be a group here. And so Chosen Five honestly came after getting them all together in one setting. And I just thought that instead of just doing it individually, that they should do it as a group. So the album is actually 5 singles of highlighting each one of their individual talents, and then 5 songs with them coming together.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Awesome.
Each one has their moment of shine.
Right. Their solo part. Right. Yeah, that's great. So Maya, you started to record this Christmas album like a couple months ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that will be, that'll be out, right? And so what was the recording process like? Is it difficult, fun, exhausting, maybe all of those? Tell us about that recording of it.
It was definitely a tiring, exhausting experience, but it was also so much
that tiring.
It was very fun. Like, I spent my entire summer doing this album, and I couldn't have, actually more than summer, but I couldn't have wanted anything more than this. This 6 weeks was, it definitely helped me grow with concerning my music and everything else. And it definitely helped me learn a lot. And I definitely got closer to the girls in the Chosen Five doing. Right. But the experience, it can take a lot of time being in the studio. It can take a lot of hours, but you have to be patient and be willing to learn and be willing to sit there and just do music as long as they need you for. So
yeah, that's awesome. So was it a little weird, Maya, to be singing Christmas songs during the summer?
Yes, it was. Especially like when we first performed it, it was like a little bit like we performed a different kind of version of our song, and it was definitely different. We made it into like a summer song, even though it's a Christmas song.
Right. Yeah.
Different.
So Grace, it looks like there have been many different parts into piecing like everything together. You guys have done videos and live performances, recording in the studio, rehearsals. So what to you has been your favorite part out of all those different pieces?
My favorite part was creating all the friendships and bonds with this whole album and being able to create something so wonderful.
Yeah.
And, you know, being able to release it and to be able to grow in my musical career in this time.
Yeah, that's cool. Awesome. Love it. So, Jamil, I'd love to hear more about the Christmas album coming out. Actually, it is out. It's out now. Could you tell us about like the composing and arranging? Was it all original music, or is it arranging of different like classic holiday pieces, or how does?
Yeah, so it's for the most part, it's all original. The song is out as far as pre-sale. It doesn't actually come out until November 28th, but people can buy the hard copies now. iTunes, you can download the pre-sale. Amazon, you can download the pre-sale. But about the album, it was all original music. I played every song on the album. All their 5 singles was 100% original, and I wrote the songs. And we did Silent Night, and we had like our little version of that, where of course the main 2 verses in Silent Night, but then we added our own version. And then same thing with Oh Holy Night, where you have the main version of Oh Holy Night, but then I added a verse. And then I Heard the Bells, which is also a song where it's out there already, where you can put the lyrics to it, but then if you listen to the song, you'll see how Chosen 5 has their own rendition. And then Deck the Halls, we took the original chorus of it, but then we added like a verse for a couple of the girls to kind of, to add up. So yeah, so 4 of the songs were a mixture of the popular domain lyrics of Oh Holy Night and Silent Night, but just putting their own original touch on it.
Yeah, that's cool. And would you say, like, what genre would this end up kind of getting pieced into, or is it kind of moving all over?
Yeah, because, Something's Missing, which is done by one of the other girls, and that's more like a Disney song. It's like a theater song, like a Broadway type song. And then you have like an R&B style, style, and then you have All I Want to Do Is Have Fun, which I was told is like a Nickelodeon beat.
Okay.
And then you have like Deck the Halls, which is just really like a dancing, get up and move beat. So I really can't categorize it except for just holiday music.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's really going to touch, every genre, I believe.
Yeah, and I think that's great. It's always cool to mix it up, and I'm sure that's fun as the composer too to just get these different influences and styles going. So. Great. Maya, could you tell us more about the song that you sing on the album?
So I sing Every Christmas, which is also the name of the album. My song is about like spending time with family, being with family, loving the people around you, loving Christmas, loving everyone, loving basically, like loving your family, being around them, spending time together. That's what my song's basically about.
That's awesome. Yeah, good. Grace, could you tell us about the song that you sang?
My song is I Don't Need a Christmas. And what I think this song means, it's just somebody who's just not feeling Christmas, They're just not in the mood for all that love. And in my song, they're just not in the mood for it.
Right.
And they just need someone else, help them bring that back to them. Bring back that Christmas spirit that we all need at this time of year.
Yeah. Cool. That's great. Well, Jamil, Grace, and Maya from The Chosen 5, thank you so much for being with us on the Music Podcast for Kids. Listeners, be sure to check out The Chosen 5 Christmas album, which, when this is aired, will be out. So it's out right now. We, of course, will put the links to the album in the description and show notes. And also be sure to check out the Facebook pages as well, which will be linked. We'll link that as well. So thank you guys again, and we look forward to celebrating Christmas with this album and more music maybe coming out from The Chosen 5.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Some may be happy, but some may need the song. Do you hear what I